That's me. Stop. Hold up. PMG.
Hey everybody, it's Benji, better known as Moiciara, and today's video is going to be, y'all should already know by now because I'm not eating no food, y'all. It's going to be a Married at First Sight review, and these reviews will be coming literally like that because it's starting to wind down. I am behind, so please, you guys, bear with me. There's been a lot of stuff going on, and I'm finally able to kind of go through these videos. So we're gonna get right into it. Our most troublesome couple, I would like to say. At first, I thought it was Jose and Rachel. Then I thought it was Michaela and Zach. But no. And I thought it was Brett and what's their boy name, Ryan. We're gonna get to him. Cause they showed that trailer, and since I'm behind, I don't want to kind of like talk about it, cause I kind of want to kind of stay on topic. But we're gonna see when we get there. But it's Val and Johnny. Okay, here we go with the experts. It's giving me very much last season. What they did with no, I ain't gonna compare that, cause that wasn't as bad. That shit with Chris and what was baby girl's name? Paige. It wasn't as bad because he had a whole type of excuse me, I'm trying to make sure my hair is looking, together, because I'm not really feeling this hair anymore. I'm gonna throw some curls in it just to spice it up, but for now anyway. But it's Bow and Johnny. So Bow and Johnny, it was kind of dry. Like, this is episode review. Hold on one second. Let me make sure. Because I want to make sure I'm on top of it. Okay. 10 and 11. That's what review we're talking about episodes 10 and 11. So, Bow and Johnny, it really wasn't that much stuff going on. But, I got in my notes saying Val and Johnny talked to the experts about being intimate, which he described as vanilla. So far, watching the season so far, I was sure that Val and Johnny was a good match, only because of, heritage background, stuff like that. But clearly, at this point in time, I think Johnny, he wants a vanilla woman. He wants a white woman. He doesn't want a Korean, Asian, whatever, type woman. He doesn't. And at first, I thought about it, but then I was like, no, maybe it's just he was caught off guard. But now watching, I can tell that he wants him a white woman. Bao isn't, he even said it, like that isn't his ideal girl or whatever, And I feel like, how can I say this? Like, I've dated a array of guys. Like, not to make this about me, but I've dated a array. I've dated, same height, taller, skinny, chubby, big, small, everything. Shorter than, I've talked to some guys that were shorter than me. Yeah, so it's like, we all have types and preferences. I'm not discriminating that. But I feel like when you decide to be put on a show like Married at First Sight, what you're walking into. Like, that this is like, a lottery. It's a lottery, a melting pot of different people from different ethnicities, backgrounds, all that stuff. So you kind of have to like prepare and open yourself up to what you may get, because like, I don't know. I really thought they was going to work, because I just really liked it how things started in the beginning. Until as of recently, definitely this episode, I don't know what got into my girl. Yeah, we're gonna get back to these notes because I'm trying to stay on topic. So I got Val and Johnny talked to the experts about being intimate, which describes vanilla or whatever. So he was talking about, like, you could tell, like, when he was describing the sex with the expert, like, you could tell that they're clearly was like, there was no real like wow bow boom. Like he really wanted to just like say, you know, it was standard. Like I've had better. And, you know, Bow on the other hand, you know, like she's looking like, oh my God, like, you know, we've been intimate and da da da. Like you can tell like she was on a whole different scale about the intimacy than he was. You could really see that clear as that. But I don't know, it's just I don't know, y'all. I thought they was gonna make it work. I didn't put too much for the episode because y'all know Married at First Sight be dragging, so that's why I'm trying to do these 2 reviews until we get literally down to the wire, which I think we pretty much are. I just hate that I'm so far behind y'all. It wasn't intended, but yeah. So anyway, then I got Val and Johnny go skydiving for their little 1 month anniversary thing, which I thought was so cool. Like um, I, I ain't the biggest heights person, but skydiving, I don't know, it's something that's so, I feel like it's so freeing about that, and I would love to do that. I thought was really nice. What did Johnny do? I mean, what did Val do for him? I think she did the whole, well, then wasn't it the game night stuff? And then they had like the game night, they did the sexy nurse thing, which I thought was nice and spicy. I just think Johnny wants he want a submissive woman, but he also want to be kind of dominant, like, and you know, Val's like, she's cultural, but she's also unorthodox as well. Like she's willing to, you know, play those standards of heritage, but she's also like, you know, kind of go with the flow type girl. But she just needs. I understand what she was saying. She needs more from Johnny, and I get like he was just saying like how he feels like she used that as an excuse, but I don't think so to a certain degree. Like Johnny's emotional, which is a beautiful thing, but I also feel like he lets that hinder him because he's wrapped up in this idealism of what he wants out of, you know, the marriage. And it's just, I feel like they have to understand that this isn't Tinder, this isn't a dating app, this is something you have to work towards, because clearly if you're not, then you're going to be setting yourself up for failure in the long run, because this is just going to be a bump in the road for you. You're going to have to always be reminded you're on national TV. You didn't you didn't play this out. It didn't work. You went through a divorce, and you're gonna always have to relive that. And you'll never really know if you've met someone with the intentions of, you know, it being real, or versus because they seen she was a reality personality. You know, I'm sure a lot of people who are in that field, you know, have to go through that. So I don't know. I just personally feel like Johnny has to give Val some leeway. Val has to definitely give Johnny some leeway. But as him being the man, he really has to kind of like reel in that behavior of wanting Val to be a certain way because what he's used to. And that's why I was saying I think he's used to having a vanilla woman. He's used to dating a white. Or maybe he don't have a little black in him. You know, maybe he don't have him a little black kitty cat. I don't know. But it's just based off of what I've seen so far of these past couple of episodes, it's something that's unsettling. I'll say that. Um, I also put he wants more spontaneity or whatever, which pretty much was just what I was saying. Like he wants a woman that's submissive but also dominant in the same way. Like he wants to take charge, and she was just saying like how what did she say? She was talking about like she's always the, when they was talking to the friends and stuff. She was talking about how like she's always the big spoon and he's always a little spoon. I'm like, I get it. You know, some men like to be cuddled, but you know, yeah, okay. Get back in these notes. And how they both want more intimacy, and Val wants more from Johnny, and I just pretty much said that already. So then let's get into Mirror and Gil. Now you talking about a 360, baby, because Mirror, like baby, she was coming in really strong. And at first I was like, okay, you know, clearly this is new circumstances. She don't want to look a certain way, you know, on TV or whatnot. So she's trying to maintain and preserve that to the best of her ability, because clearly she knows that cameras are everywhere, they're constantly recorded, and she doesn't want to look a certain way. But now I feel like at this point, you know, she's past that. She's finally broken down that wall. So I got in my notes. I said, she's allowing it. She's being difficult, and she's allowing her past to scar her from this. And I was feeling like for so much of the show so far, like I don't know if it was the TV, the cameras, but I just feel like with Gil, like as much as he was trying to like be understanding and kept being understanding, it's like a man can only be so understanding to a point where it's feeling like you're pushing him away and you're putting him in a place where it's not about you guys as a couple or as a whole, but it's more so about you. You know, it's like very selfish mentality or whatever. And I personally was feeling like Mirala was in that headspace, and I think she clicked on to that. Gil was talking to her, and he explained to her, I think in my last review I mentioned that, like he was just saying like, hey, you want to just be like a lapdog. You don't want to be just laying around waiting for you to just say, oh, I'm married. Look, I have a ring, but you're not really trying to apply or add me into your life, you know. So I got. She admitted to feeling closer to Gil after the exercise, and she finally gave him a kiss because right, all the couples had got a exercise from experts, or whatever, and what they had to do and stuff like that. And she finally, y'all, after what 11 episodes, she's finally gave this man a kiss, which I feel is crazy. I get everybody had their preferences and stuff like that. I don't know, but it's a long time, yeah. I don't know. Then I got they enjoyed their 1 month anniversary. What did they do? They had some little dinner thing or something. I believe they had some little dinner thing, whatever. And I would pretty much say this the most excited I've seen her. Like I feel like I don't know if it was just because she finally kissed him, but I feel like she's finally like opening up and showing him, you know, like this is me, this is who I am, and he's not so wrapped up in all the isms that she's been giving him, but she's more so like, hey, it's me, yay, woo, okay. So I'm gonna go to the fire and desire. Jose and Rachel. So, I got before all the drama happened, Jose and Rachel have I really hit it off, and there really isn't much to say besides that. Rachel, and then boom, just like that, Rachel called Jose by another man's name, and he flipped out. Okay, how can I'm trying to figure out how to work. How to express this. Okay. She called him Johnny, which is funny, but clearly it's a very it's a very standard name. But nonetheless, she did call him somebody else's name, so he had every reason to be upset. How he went about it. They showed, like, you know, of course they chop and screw everything on TV. They showed him talking with her and the producer, and he was just going on like, fuck this, boom, beep, 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 all that, right? So, she went to go, I think, walk the producer or somebody, the counselor, somebody out. This man said she was going too long, and he locked the door, bolted it shut, so she could not get in. I was like, all right. When she called somebody, you know, had to let people know her business, which I'm sure she not want to do because it's so early on. Child, it was just a hot ghetto mess. She finally came in. Jose was in the kitchen making something or whatever. He was trying not to throw this gay label on him, y'all, but I'm saying though, I know my folks, and like I said, either in a past life or something or whatever, you know, he might be reformed, but he was acting too zesty for me when he was talking to her in that kitchen, and he was acting too nonchalant for one, which really irked my nerves. I'm like, wait a minute, man, like, I get it, she did something, acknowledge it, try to work through it, heal from it, so you guys can be better. Explain why you was hurt, how you hope that it wouldn't happen again. Woo woo woo. Y'all know this is a very early on stage. It ain't like they've been together three 3 years or whatever the case, and she just ups and calls. This has only been a month, and even though it was wrong, she acknowledged that. She gave him a sincere apology, and she just asked for the same thing in return. He was acting way too nonchalant for me. Boom. So then, I got they had all the guys met up, and they all were talking about the whatever, their marriage and stuff like that. And of course, Jose told the guys what happened. Of course, they gave it to him. He really didn't like that or whatever. But I mean, they all felt the same way, like locking her out the door, like locking her out the house. Like, that's a bit extreme or what have you. So, and then it kind of went off with Rachel. She was talking to the ladies and somehow she was over it. They all went to like a little glass breaking thing. I want to do that so bad. I want to do a glass breaking thing. She was talking about how she was over it. She doesn't love him anymore. And I knew she was talking out of the feelings, the moments, or whatever. But she said she was over it. They go into the next episode. Jose finally gives her sincere apology. They did their couples anniversary thing. He paid attention to what she was saying for once a little bit, and he set up the anniversary thing at the baseball field, which was really sweet. Where it was really nice. Ain't nothing like a man who listens. You know that, partially because you know how hard-headed and stubborn they is with listening. And like, okay, Brett and Ryan. I got in here. I knew I didn't like Ryan. Let's start right there. I knew I didn't like Ryan. I'm gonna look in the camera this time because I want to make sure that everybody who's watching this video knows why I don't like Ryan. I knew I didn't like him from the time I seen him before they yet even introduced Brett to him, because I knew something about that man just was not right, wasn't sitting right in my spirit, because he seemed a little off, and I knew he was off. Anyway, I got in here. Ryan tells Brett that he hasn't reached that place to where he's attracted to Brett to take it to the next level. Boom. And this right here, I was sure I could have sworn it was intimate when they had the little honeymoon shebang. What I thought they were intimate. I guess I was wrong. He just have this emotionless expression on his face. And I can't really quite describe it. If you know somebody who you've been around who's emotionless or gives off emotion, like I want to say nonchalant, but it's not technically nonchalant, but it's this kind of like dead eyes type vibe or whatever. And he's pretty much gave that. Now, okay, he could be sweet and whoop-de-whoop-de-doo and all that. Okay, I'm talking to the ladies this time. A man who is sensitive or, in touch with his feelings or whatever, doesn't necessarily always mean a good man. Because one, he could be way too oversensitive. Two, he can be so sensitive where it becomes like he's manipulating, how you move, how you operate, and how your relationship is because of him being so sensitive. So it's always good for a man to show his emotions, but you want to make sure that he's showing his emotions in the most sincerest way. I think I mentioned some of this in my reviews for Put a Ring on It. So if you haven't watched those, please watch those as well. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with anyone, everyone, all of this. Brett said after the experts left, Ryan left, and Ryan came back and said he needed some time to clear his head and make progress and stay committed to the marriage. So I don't really remember that all the way because, it just kind of like stuck in my head like something ain't right. And when you know something ain't right, you just know something ain't right. Yeah, excuse me. So he had left because I guess he was feeling overwhelmed or whatever. I don't know what it is with this whole overwhelmed thing, because I get it's overwhelming to be put in such a place and this on TV and all that. I get that part. What I think is bothersome to me is the fact that if y'all didn't have these cameras and y'all had to make a decision and y'all didn't have another place to go to, because this place is like you know, it's not the actual living quarters that you guys will probably be living in the long run. I just think that's what irks my nerves because they have somewhere else to go. You know, he can easily go to his real home and do whatever, you know, which I don't know. I feel it's a cop out. Johnny did the same thing a few episodes ago, and I didn't like that either. But yeah, going into, I'm not going to talk about what I was thinking in that trailer because I just want to I want to save all that energy for that review. I got in my notes from this episode that Ryan is such a pig. It's clear he doesn't want to look like an ass on this show, and I think what you call it? What's that guy? It wasn't last season. The young man, what was his name? This not last season, but the season before last, with Olivia, and the guy packed up the stuff and left and all and didn't come back. They end up getting divorced and stuff like that. I can't think of what his name was, but the young lady name was Olivia that he had got married to. That's what he pretty much gives. Just to be on topic, Ryan. That's what Ryan pretty much gives. Like he gives that. Like he wants to put on. Like she was saying, Olivia was saying, she was like, you know, he pretty much puts on this act in front of the cameras, woo woo. Then as soon as they're going, you know, he's not exactly the same type of person or whatever. And that's how I feel about Ryan. I feel like he's trying to contain and act like this so when his friends and his family and people, you know, watch the back like, oh, you know, he wasn't that bad of a guy. But what's done in the dark will come to the light. Y'all know the song. So, yeah, I believe pretty much that's where we're at with that. And that's all I really can say about that. Then let's go up here to Michaela and Zach. I like Michaela a lot, but baby, she's a work in progress, and I think Zach is too. When I say the matchmakers really put them together, child, they really put them together. Like they was like down to the wire trying to figure out how to put them together. I got Zach has called Michaela out saying that her blow ups is just a part of who she is. Now, granted, this gives very much like he's talked to somebody and they pretty much kind of like told him that. But I understood what he was saying. Like she do give off like that's her energy in and out. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. But I just feel like he has to understand the communication part, and his communication just kind of probably been, you know, poor to her, which hasn't really got her to a place where she feel like she can stand beside what he's saying, how his actions are, and stuff like that. So it's like it's a double-edged sword. Like I understood both parties, but I just feel like as a man, you have to kind of like change the energy. Like if you don't want her to be that way, clearly you know it's something that has occurred. Not saying you should suppress your feelings or whatever, but work through, like utilize the energy that you're putting into trying to, I guess, like snap back. And this goes for men and women. And try to figure out a better way to communicate it. So then at least you can, if the other person is still coming off, you know, rah and grumpy, at least you know that you still try to give your best foot forward as far as in the communication. So it can't be, well, you won't be responsible for it. So yeah, that's what I got for, you know, that and them. Let me take this phone off of that. Okay. And then he had a breakdown. Like he was, you know, he was really upset. He was crying, carrying on. Woo, woo, woo. I was just like, Lord have mercy. Like, I'm like, why is all these men breaking down on the show? I'm like, that's really what I was thinking about. And I guess because it's like he was pretty much saying like he wants this to work so bad, but he just feel like he's in a position where it's becoming more difficult than it really should be, which I get it, but baby, you signed up to be on Married at First Sight. And if you sink the season, you know it ain't gonna be lollipops and gumdrops all the way through. Like, it doesn't work like that. Anyway. I got going into the next episode. Michaela shows this disinterest in salsa dancing with Zach, which I I knew she did it intentionally. You could tell she gave off the vibe like she was doing it intentionally. Like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna act like I'm doing it, but I ain't gonna do it. You know? Just so he could understand that my mind is still stuck in a place where, right, they had their exercise. I didn't put this in my notes. In the previous episode, they had an exercise where, she blindfolded him. They both blindfolded each other, asked questions, and he was saying like how he has hope that the marriages work. Which she was just saying like she really do believe like this can work. Woo woo. He was like on the other hand like maybe can, maybe not. Woo woo woo. And she didn't like that. And her mind was still stuck in that place when they went to the salsa dancing place. Boom. Let me see. Um, and then that Zach spoke about how she has a lot of hot and cold energy, which I feel like he's right. Like sometimes with Michaela, like it's not that she's hard to read, but I feel like it's able to switch like this. Like she'll turn it on, turn it off really fast or whatever. And I feel like that's something she really has to work on if she's being with someone in this capacity where it's a marriage. It's not just a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, but she also that she's saying that she's never been in love, which I don't I feel like that's a slippery slope. When people say that they've never been in love or whatever, I feel like it's a slippery slope because you don't necessarily know exactly what they mean by them when they say they've never been in love before. So yeah, I'm gonna take that as is. What I got in here. I know I'm saying a lot. It's okay, y'all. Y'all used to it. Okay, so okay. I pretty much alright, for the 1 month anniversary, Michaela did something really sweet. She did like a studio, rented out like a studio, had the piano and stuff like that. Zach was like a kid in the candy store. She was like, I want the happy Zach back and stuff like that, which I feel like, it's a possibility like she probably will get it back due to it was a really nice gesture, y'all. It was really nice. One of those moments that you really have to see. And then he did in return, he made up for their honeymoon because, he had COVID, so he couldn't be there. And he had the room set up. He had a Z and an M and a heart in the middle. But then it was really sweet stuff like that. And pretty much that was it for that part. But let's go back to Bao and Johnny. So the last episode kind of ends with Bao kind of like embellishing, lying. She was lying. Fuck the embellishing. She was lying to the cast, telling them, oh, I cook, I clean, I'm the domestic boo. And I'm like, girl, why are you sitting there lying like this? Johnny was, baby, he was tearing up that flour, something. He was tearing up that flour, something serious, y'all. Like, I don't even know what. Po baby. Like, I felt his pain because he was like, she likes to play the victim or whatever. And yeah, to a certain degree, yeah, she do. But but no, like I just didn't like that. I was like, Val, why are you sitting here lying like this? Like they show the flashbacks of what she's done and what has occurred. I'm like, girl, you don't even want to help the man make the bed. I'm like, I don't know. Like I think that's why I said I'm like, she's what did I say, traditional but unorthodox at the same time. It just was very, you can see all over Johnny's face, like he's tapped out. So episode kind of went off with them pretty much kind of like leaving or whatever. And then yeah, so all I can say is stay tuned for the next review, which probably should be up within the next few days or so. Bear with me. I know I'll be saying that, y'all don't understand, like watching 2 hours, like an hour and a half, so it's like 3 hours, then setting up all that. Y'all know how it go. You do YouTube, y'all know how it go. So all in all I can say is make sure you check out the previous review, any other reviews. I also have been posting my shorts, my YouTube shorts, on YouTube, like from TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. So I would greatly appreciate if you watch those and like those, because I do a little funny stuff, my little Walmart shebangs and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I hope I'm not asking for too no. But like I said before, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone who y'all know who's into this realm of social media, married at first sight reviews, reality TV, stuff like that. I might greatly appreciate it. And until next time.